Alexa, play Atlas Coldplay. Carry a world. Okay. Sorry, I'm just quite emotional. I thought I would do this. Hello, welcome. Today I thought, you know, it's time to go down memory lane. It's time to unpack the repressed trauma that was the Hunger Games phase of my life.
Turn your weapons to the Capitol. Turn your weapons to snow.
Actually, no, I take that back. I wouldn't say that it was repressed trauma. I think actually, I changed my mind. The Hunger Games phase was probably the best time in my life because you just had to be there to experience it. And that's what this video is going to be about. Like, the Hunger Games films, they still hold up to this day. Of course they do. They're still fantastic. But you had to be there in 2014 when Catching Fire was coming out. Right? Like, there was nothing else like it. Mockingjay Part 1, Mockingjay Part 2, we can get into that too because that had its own entire world as well. But Catching Fire, the lead up to that film, oh, unmatched. Like, so I got into the Hunger Games post the first film. So the first one would have been released on DVD because I remember getting it on DVD. And I was reading the books alongside, and yeah, and then I remember we were reading the first book in year 7 for English, and obviously people were getting ready because Catching Fire was coming out, and I just finished Catching Fire, the book that is, and the trailer drops. Every Hunger Games fan knows exactly where they were the day the Hunger Games Catching Fire trailer dropped, because oh my god.
You understand that whatever I do, it comes back to you and Mom. I don't want you to get hurt.
Oh my god. The Catching Fire trailer, like, if you have never seen, if you've seen the Hunger Games before, of course you have when you're watching this video. If you've never seen the Hunger Games Catching Fire trailer, you need to go and watch it because, oh, cinema, it's fucking cinema at its finest. And this, now I'm gonna say it on record, I think Hunger Games Catching Fire is probably one of the best films ever made. Like, it is a cinematic masterpiece. And I'm not being biased because I love the Hunger Games. I genuinely just think it is such a fucking fantastic film. But what I wanted to get into today is basically the marketing that went into Catching Fire to kind of like build this thing was a niche time in history for us Hunger Games fans. I mean, we'll just start off with number 1, Subway sandwiches. We had Hunger Games Subway sandwiches, and I remember...
Bold is standing up for what you believe in, testing your limits, and defying all odds. And now at Subway, you can be as bold as you want to be with the new Fiery Chicken Jalapeno Sub and Steak Jalapeno Flatbread, made fresh the way you want it. Get yours and see the Hunger Games Catching Fire in cinemas from November 21st. Subway. Be bold. Eat fresh.
Hi, this is Subway. What would you like? And there she was, plastered on the back walls in Subway, were pictures of Katniss Everdeen up in the subway in the middle of Leek. In what world? That is one of the nichest things I could possibly think of. So what better way than to do a video on it, because Subway used to sell Hunger Games sandwiches that were meals fit for a victor. That's so cunty. Not wanting a Subway sandwich, because who the fuck wants a fiery steak sandwich from Subway? Not me, disgusting. I just wanted the cunty cups that you got with them that had Finnick, Peter and Katniss on in the promotional images on the Subway cups. I think I must have had about 4 of them. I was finding them on the floor and taking them home with me, bitch. I I was obsessed with those little cups. And I remember cutting them out and sticking them on and making bookmarks with them because I'm a gross child. It was a time to be alive, is all I can say, especially when we had Subway sandwiches coming out. But the weird thing about the promotion was, so I think over in England, we didn't have the, I think in the American one, the whole thing was like the meal fit for a victor. And there was you go on your own victory tour if you win the competition and stuff like that. Which, thinking about now, is a bit messed up. Because I know for a fact the last thing Peter and Katniss want after the Hunger Games is a fiery Subway steak sandwich. I personally wouldn't want that either. But you know, whatever. I just want to know why Subway. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. But it was cunty, and I stand by it, and I think they should bring it back. They should just bring it back. Bring it back. Here's another niche thing for you. So there was an archery company, if I can remember back, I should have researched this, but I remember there being an archery company that did like examples of the bows, but they were like real life bows. And I think the Catching Fire one was called the Victor bow, and I wanted it so badly. I wanted that for Christmas so badly, but Santa never brought it. And now I'm an adult with adult money. I was like, well, I could just buy myself one. They don't sell them anymore. Fuming. So the marketing and the merchandise of the Hunger Games Catching Fire is just in a complete world of its own. Like they went and ran with it. They said, you will consume everything with a Mockingjay on, and boy did we, because Jesus Christ. Now I've got some examples with me because I am, you know, that kind of girl. But this is the stuff I have left from my childhood because a lot of it's gone now. Okay, starting off strong, you know, the Catching Fire pin. Oh my god, I'll do a little close up. I'm like a beauty guru, oh my god. But yeah, stunning. It's a clock. This is my Catching Fire. Isn't she so cunt? Look at her. Look at her. She did have a bow and arrows, and the bow is like the exact same one in the film with all the arrows. But she's lost them, and that is a big regret of mine. But I remember buying this from Forbidden Planet in Stoke-on-Trent, and I think it was like £30, and I used my pocket money, and I did not regret it. And I remember my mum saying, don't get it out of the box. I said, she's coming home with me, she's coming out of the box. Now, the next thing. This copy of Catching Fire, I was given this as a Christmas present, I think, when I was like 12 from one of my friends. Not 12, I don't know, like 13, 14, I don't know. It's so messed up and so bruised, but look how stunning. Like, this is the opening scene where she's back from Hunger Games and she's so traumatized, and she has her little bow and her boots. And that shawl, the choke hold this shawl had on the crochet community in 2014, it was every man and woman for themselves crocheting themselves a little one of these. Now I can crochet, but not that good. So I had an infinity scarf from Primark that I used to wear over my shoulders and act like I was Katniss. I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, moving on. We have the hardback version of Catching Fire. Absolutely love it. I don't know where the dust covers have gone. I'm a messy girl. I'd probably put them in the bin. And then this is like the best of the best. So I have like so many editions of Catching Fire. I have a steelbook of it somewhere as well. I should have got the steelbook. I'm losing track. Anyway, look at this. Okay, are you ready for this? Look. They just don't do it like this anymore. Like, are you kidding me? And if you're a Hunger Games fan out there, you can buy these and they're like £1. Like, they're not worth any money, but to me, this is the most stunning. I found this in a CEX in Leeds, and then my heart stopped, and then he said, £1 please, and I said, excuse me? Like, oh. If I'd have had this when I was 14, I would have thrown up from excitement, like on the spot. And it's the nice kind of, there's a fine line when it comes to Hunger Games merchandise. It's either really tacky and gross, or it's absolutely stunning like this, and there's just a fine line. Luckily I don't have any of the gross stuff because no thanks. But yeah, that was that. But yeah, that's just a little example. So they had the 3 plastic dolls. I think they did a Katniss, a Peeta, and a Finnick. Peeta didn't come with anything, like it was just Peeta in the box, which Peeta, you were a bit pointless. And then Finnick came with a trident, and I did want to get them all, but by the time I went back to get the other ones, they'd all sold out. And I gave up on my dream of having them all. But what was more cunty than those was the Barbie dolls. Okay, they did Catching Fire Barbie dolls, and oh my god, the Katniss Barbie doll she had a sheath with the arrows. Oh, and don't get me started on the Effie Trinket Barbie doll. The Effie Trinket Barbie doll is absolutely stunning. Fucking love that one as well. But yeah, they don't do what they used to do anymore. And I know 2014 was a while ago, but when this new Hunger Games film came out, the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, which, you know, I do love. I love me some Lucy Gray. It didn't have the same vibe to me, and I think that's because we went so hard for Catching Fire that nothing really came up. But do you guys remember when Mockingjay Part 1 was coming out, and there was it was like an app, I think, called like the Mockingjay app, or like District 13 app, and you'd like go around and scan the District 13 logos and unlock like trailers and things? Or am I like making that up? But I swear to God, I used to have that app, and I used to love it. And you go around like it was like Pokemon Go, but before Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go was like 2016, so Hunger Games was ahead of its time. Catching Fire, however, it was a really niche time. And then we have obviously Panem Run. Do you guys remember Panem Run? Oh my god, it was Temple Run, but you were in like District 4 or something, and you like run through the districts as there's an uprising coming. Fucking fantastic Panem Run. And then we had the Hunger Games Adventures, which was like a flash game. That was terrible. That was like Farmville, but for Hunger Games. Wasn't a fan of that one. And then what was it called? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should have done my research for this video, but I was like, nah, I know it. What was it? I think it was called... It wasn't Panem. I don't know. What was it called? Oh my god. That game was like, it was like you collected cards of different people in the Hunger Games. The similar game I could think is, it was, you know, the Power Rangers off the grid kind of vibe. It was that kind of vibe, but with Hunger Games characters. And also a bit like the vintage Pottermore, where you like go through the scenes and collect things. Oh my god, it was so good. And you can't play any of these games anymore, and it's disgusting because I want to relive my Hunger Games saga, and I can't. The whole purpose of making this entire video was just to kind of just put 10p in and say, listen, you can be a Hunger Games fan now if you've just started. I'm not gatekeeping, but I am. And you wasn't there in 2014, and I'm upset that you will never know how incredible it was, because it was such a time to be alive. Like, to go back in time and watch the Hunger Games Catching Fire for the first time. Like, I left that cinema changed. I honestly think that's what made me gay, and not in a way because the guys were hot. Although Finnick Odair was my sexual awakening, I'll go on record and say that. But before even that, like, I think just seeing Katniss Everdeen be so cunt, I think that's what made me gay. I was like, you know what? This is it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's a bit of a weird one. I just thought for my first video, I'd like sit down, have a chat, and just give absolutely no real, just give nothing really. But if you did enjoy it, leave me a comment. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover. If you want me to do another Hunger Games video, if you want me to absolutely never do that again, then I'll be grateful. I really want to do some horror stuff because I do love horror movies. So maybe, who knows, I might never ever make a video again, and this might just be a phase, which I do a lot of the time. But I don't know. So thank you for coming to the Sad Art Corner. No, the Sad Artist Club. Just a cute little name, a cute little vibe for me. So yeah, I will maybe see you in the next one, and if not, maybe odds be ever in your favour.